Namaom Vishnupadaya
Jaya Krishna Prasthaya
Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate
Srimate
Bhaktivedanta
Bhaktivedanta
Swamini
Swaminiti Namine
Namaste
Namaste
Saraswati
Saraswati
Devi
Deve
Gauravani
Gauravani
Prasad
Prasarne
Nirvishesha
Nirvishesha
Shunyavadi
Shunyavadi
Paschati
Vaswati
Deshikarne.
Destarine.
So today I'll be speaking with Radheshyam Prabhu. I think he needs no introduction, but for the record, he's president of Iskcon NVCC. What is that? New Vedic Cultural Center?
Yeah.
On the outskirts of Pune, probably in the town now, since Pune has exploded like an atom bomb. And yeah, they have the most dynamic center probably in Iskcon India, with the most brahmacharis. And wow, I think I heard there are 9 centers in Pune now. That's what Gopal Krishna Maharaj says. So today I wanted to ask Radheshyam Prabhu some questions focused on youth preaching, or the future of youth preaching. So this is a kind of an in-house discussion, even though it may go public, but I'm sure it's not going to go viral. Who knows? So the first question, if you don't mind, would be, how do you see Iskcon India supporting or actively involved in youth preaching abroad?
Yeah. In 2019, I was, after my GBC college course was over, I was offered a seva in America called a GDO, we call it, Global Duty Officer. So I went twice in 2019, and then the COVID picked up, Then after that, I didn't travel for a couple of years. Then again in 2022, I went. Now I'm going in 2023 also again. So there is the GBC has appointed Tapan Mishra Prabhu as my reporting authority for the Global Duty Officer service. And my duty is to go to the West, visit all the temples, and study their methods of youth outreach there, what they are doing now, learn from them, and also find out how I can facilitate them in bringing about committed devotees in their communities, especially the youths, young boys, college-going boys or working boys. So this was the task given to me. So when I went, I found in West there were 3 types of audience. One is our Indian boys going for jobs or Indian boys going for studies. That's one category. Another category is the children born in America, Indian children born in America. And they have a little American accent, and they know the Indian culture, and they know the West also very well. Then there are boys who are Western bodied, born and brought up in American this thing. So currently I am focusing on the first audience, those boys who have gone from India for job or for the studies. And one of my goals in my travels I ascertained is that many of the Western temples are badly in want of manpower support for their even basic services. Many of the Prabhupada disciples are getting old, and they are also working very hard. Matajis, Prabhujis, I saw, and they are in desperate need of people who can take care of the deities, also put book tables, and also preach and bring new people, and give classes, and do cleaning, mopping, and all these things. There is a shortage of manpower. So much so that some temples have made an agreement with the congregation. Those who stay close to the temple and are willing to give services, the temple arranges an accommodation for them at a cheaper rate, so that half the rate or something like that, so that the congregation who are very committed are invited to come closer and help. At the same time, congregation have jobs to do also. So now one of my immediate goals after in the last 2-3 years of visit I have is to create a group of 20-25 young boys who may be studying or working. They will come close to the temple. We will make a unit called as BYS. We are calling it Bhaktivedanta Youth Sevaks. Bhaktivedanta Youth Sevaks. So why we call the name Bhaktivedanta Youth Sevaks? Because in America the word Bhakti and Vedanta are very popular in the West. And also our Bhaktivedanta Swami is also very popular there, well known. So we already have such a center with about 10-15 boys in Boston. We have another 10 boys in Brooklyn. We have another 5 boys in San Jose. And now in Baltimore and Dallas, the unit is getting ready now. Now we are making a small, I can say we are in the budding stage now, small beginning. But eventually we want to have like 20 to 25 youth staying in about 10 temples where I visit. And that is one of my goals. When I go there, I conduct youth camps and university programs in the university campus. And I also identify prospective youth preachers amongst the married couples there, because I don't know brahmachari is there to help much. So I'm identifying those couples who are willing to come forward and preach to the college youths. I'm spotting out some of them. And then like Baltimore has got about 12 to 15 people like that, those who are grihasthas, men and women. I'm telling them to do two things: either help in book distribution and getting contacts, and help in directly giving classes. Some are ready to give classes, some are ready to distribute books and get contacts. In this way, in each temple we are identifying prospective teachers who can teach and do. So while I am doing this, I also have some 20 to 25 leaders in India from Pune. They have gone to different parts of India, and they are either leading the youth preaching in different temples, or they are vice presidents or presidents in India, different places. So I have identified about 20 people, and we are trying to offer three types of support to the West. ISO we call it. I stands for inspiration, S for strategy planning and blueprint, and O for operational help. So for inspiration purpose, these leaders are giving classes to the West. To the students, they are giving classes. To the congregation, they are giving classes, online classes. And for strategy planning, some temples are ready. They say, show us the strategy and we are ready to follow. Then I connect the youth preachers from here to the West. Just like the IT companies are having offshore projects. From America, they give projects to India. Similarly, we have Indian preachers connecting with the Western youth preachers and helping them get a blueprint on how to go about preaching. They are doing that. And many temples are telling me, give us operational help, give us brahmacharis who can come and live with us. So one brahmachari is sent to Brooklyn called Arjunanand Prabhu. Every evening he has a program. He does a youth program every evening. 12 to 15 boys are coming. And coming January, 2 more saffron brahmacharis are going to Boston from Pune. So we are getting their passport visa ready now. And they will be settling in Boston. They are one of the best devotees here. Very disciplined and purely practicing devotees. So this is also one of my goals, to send 2 brahmacharis to 10 temples in East Coast and West Coast. So if you have 20 brahmacharis, we can send 2 to each. And these fellows will develop youth preaching in the West, and they will materialize this idea of having a BYS, Bhaktivedanta Youth Service Center, 25 boys coming and staying. So many people asked me, what will you gain by that? Simply making Indians into devotees. I told them, these 20-25 boys are going to be the initial lot that we are going to generate, because out of this, we are expecting at least 5 of them will know how to connect with the American audience. We feel, as we generate new people. And then they will connect with both the congregation children as well as American audience in a very lighter mood, and they will also be able to make devotees, number one. Number two, these boys are also going to help in sevas in the temple. Not only the temple should be active on Sunday, Sunday big crowd comes, but other days many temples are practically closed, like churches. The temples are active only on the weekend. Now we want to see that all these 10 temples have every day, it should be a happening place. Every morning there should be this 20-25 boys waking up and participating in Mangalarti and setting up the mic and singing, dancing, cooking, washing, cleaning, cutting sabji, everything. And by that, many of the congregation should be inspired to come to temple on weekdays also. That's one of our goals. So that any youth dropping into the temple will get somebody to attend to them when they come. Morning and evenings, both the time. And we want to see Harinam going out every evening, if not every evening, at least 3-4 days a week, like that. So through this, the temples will become happening places, bustling with activities, and that will attract many people, because many are now coming and going. We want some people to talk to them, give them some prasad, sit with them and, connect them. So the step one is to get this 20-25 people lot, and step two, then making the temple a very active place, and then also do services in the temple and also preach and bring more people. In this way, I am very confident that the community, each community will increase its number over a period of time, just like in India we are doing. And as the numbers swell up more and more, the congregation will have 200, 500 or 1000 people like that. And then all classes of preaching for children, for girls, for boys, for working corporate members, and for college going students. For everybody, there will be separate divisions which will cater to their requirement. Yeah.
It's very upbeat, a very good report. Recently, a god brother telephoned me from France, and now he's in Portugal. HG Prabhu, who used to be one of Iskcon's top leaders in the past. He's quite elderly, 75 plus. He's 77 now. So he was saying that Europe badly needs youth preaching. And he said, Prabhupada told us to preach to the college students. So any thoughts about that?
Yeah. Actually, I also remember Rupanuga Prabhu, who was studying at Buffalo University. He had put up a center near the college. And I read in the book My Glorious Master by His Grace Burijan Prabhu that every week Rupanuga Prabhu had 3 Bhagavad Gita classes. And a lot of students would throng the program. And from that, some of the great souls came, like His Holiness Romapad Maharaj. Such people came from that program.
Oh, quite a few others I can...
Correct. 5, 6 names I saw, some of the very big...
More than that.
And they are actually leading the whole world now, many of the leaders who came from out of that program.
You've implemented, which I didn't know about fully, this type of scheme in the US, but what about continental Europe and the UK?
You are telling about Europe now.
Yeah.
Now this time I am going to Canada, to Montreal and Ottawa and Calgary, 3 places. Calgary devotees are doing very good youth outreach now. They are in regular touch online with us in Pune. So I'm just going one day to these 3 places this time before entering into Boston and before entering America. I felt that I will first put my emphasis in America first, get some sufficient devotees there. When things are set rolling very smoothly, I can reduce my number of days to going to America, and then I can go to Europe also later. Yeah. Currently, I am giving 3 months for this. 1.5 months in January to mid-Feb and September to mid-October. I'm giving 90 days in a year now currently. So later on, I'm thinking that I'll go 1.5 months to America and then 1.5 months to Europe later on. Yeah. Krishna willing, if everything comes well in America, things are more stable, then I can go to other places. Yeah. Also, I'm inviting other preachers like Amog Leela Prabhu. He talked to his spiritual master. He agreed to come 15 days in a year. He can come, he said. Then there is Vrajabihari Prabhu from Chowpatty Temple. Very good preacher. Recently, I've been in touch with him. He also is ready to come 1 to 2 months in a year. He is ready to come and visit several places. Then there is Baladev Prabhu from Chowpatty also. I have also written a letter to His Holiness Gopalakrishna Goswami Maharaj, requesting him to send Sundara Gopal Prabhu. But Sundara Gopal Prabhu is busy in India. He has a lot of things to do. I told Maharaj that you can send Rukmana Krishna Prabhu or Sundara Gopal Prabhu and devotees like that. And because in the long run, when Indian preachers go to these different places where the centers are popping up now, it will be a very great support. Because I only go twice in a year, other times of the year, other preachers can go and inspire them. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, he regularly goes. Many of my boys who are upcoming boys, they arrange programs in the colleges, and Chaitanya Prabhu gives very good support. And he stays also quite some time in the West. Yeah. So I am very confident that with multiple preachers going at different times of the year and giving time, and also mentors staying there in America as part of the community and focused attention they give for the boys. So we can make committed youths coming to 16 rounds, following 4 regs, going up to the point of initiation, and then they can become dedicated servants in Prabhupada's movement eventually.
Yeah. Next question would be, what strategies need to be implemented to improve youth preaching? Well, that would be for India. What do you see? How to improve youth preaching?
In India?
Yeah, in India.
Yeah, India already is going on very well. In India, you may be aware, Sundar Gopal Prabhu and the core committee members, recently they did one survey, north, east, west, south, all the 4 directions, how many youth preachers we have and how many youths we have. We found that in India there are 10,000 youths chanting 16 rounds. And there are 750 youth preachers in India. We have made a survey. This is a known fact, recorded fact. And it may be even more also, we don't know. These are people who have come to the temple and connected to the temple projects. Bangladesh alone, there are 3,000 in that. Bengal and Bangladesh, there are 3,000 people. So leaving that aside, rest of the 7,000 is from India, 16 rounders. So
Bangladesh is just politically separate.
Yeah, correct. That's true. Yeah. In Bangladesh, there are 3 very senior devotees: Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu, Devarshi Narada Prabhu. They all came to Pune almost 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. One good thing I see in them is they took all the youth books and they translated them into Bengali language, all of them, whatever we use, all the courses that I conduct in English. And now in Bangladesh alone, there are 50 voice centers. Voice is the youth centers.
Right.
And I go to Bangladesh.
Student hostels.
Yeah. If you give me sharing this thing,
right.
I can show you.
Sorry, that should have been.
I can. I just share that picture with you, the Bangladesh youth preachers. Can see this. These are the fellows.
Oh.
Yeah, these are all youth preachers. They have more than 100 youth preachers in Bangladesh. And they have more than 50 centers and they have around 1,200 to 1,500 youths staying in their centers. Yeah, they're very active people.
You went there?
No, I go there every year for about one full week. I stay all day long. We have program 1 week.
Wow.
I go every year, once a week I go. They are my very good friends. And they also send devotees to Pune for training programs also they send regularly. So I wish in America also we can do like this. We can make a big group of youth preachers all over America, 100 youth preachers, and everybody having 20, 25 boys with them. We want to bring it to that kind of standard someday. And then American temples will flourish with youths. Because youths, I told the youths in America that you fellows should wash the pots, worship the deities, clean the floor, and relieve the Prabhupada disciples. And instead, you should hear from Prabhupada disciples and associate with them. Because they are very old now, many of them are 70 plus. You just help them to relax and then you hear from them. And you do all the physical services. Don't make them do the physical services. So this is one of my immediate concerns in the West when I am traveling. Some people even told me, what kind of youth preaching are you doing? Only to Indians, we should preach to the Western body. They were telling me. I told them that in order to get committed, dedicated people immediately, I feel that this approach would be good. Yeah. So when I travel, I go to the temples, I meet the president and those who are preachers, and they also show me their preaching activities, and I spend time with them. I always tell them, although I am coming as a global duty officer, I am not your authority. I have no authority over any temple here. I am just coming as a facilitator, and I am not coming as a report taker. I am coming just to see your preaching. If you feel my visit would be helpful and I can facilitate you, some people say, how do you think Indian method will work in America? I tell them, give a try for 6 months to 1 year. If it doesn't work, you drop it. I tell them. So some temples, like for example, in Connecticut, in Boston, in Brooklyn, in Baltimore, in Dallas, in Houston, and then we have San Jose, and LA, Los Angeles, and also in Berkeley. So these are the temples where there has been an active invitation for my visit as well as for doing programs there, going to the local universities and doing Austin also. and going to Texas A&M, Austin. So I go to these places, and I also last time went to a few other places like Bloomington. So wherever people are welcoming, I go, and wherever they offer me opportunities to go to the university, I do university program. And I am trying to, last time I went to Columbus, Ohio State University, where Prabhupada went. I went also there. So I am trying to, if any community doesn't bring up any youth preachers, then I am keeping them in car park. I will attend to them later. Wherever people are giving, here are our preachers, you give them the syllabus and you show them the guidelines how to preach, then I am going those places first. Because we want immediately to set things rolling, and also whichever community is enthusiastic for providing a facility for the boys to stay, provide them prasadam, and so they can come in the morning, and they're very open and welcoming. He says, Vaisheshika Prabhu told me, you make a dozen centers around our temple, each with 5 boys. Like that he said. He called all his people and said, you help Radheshyam in this. And also many of his students are going to many universities in the West for studying. He also told me to address them, 18 of them. So one challenging thing for me is, I am based in India and the timings are different. When I go 2 times, I am paying attention. And at other times, I don't have ground level people to keep perpetuating what I am trying to do. So in the beginning, I feel it is an early starting trouble, but it will be resolved as I keep sending devotees from here to the West. Either I am able to send devotees to go there and stay, or I will give a remote support through devotees from India, like that. So, and another thing we are doing also is inspiring youths to go to America for studies. Those who can go for MS or PhD, and they are all very, very nicely trained boys here in the voice, in our student centers. So if they go there, they can be very great helping hands in bringing new people. Of course, not everybody is able to go because it's very costly, US education. They have to spend like 60 lakhs, 80 lakhs. One of my students is going for MBA. He has to spend, he says, like 1.5 CR. He has to spend. It's very costly affair. Not everybody can go. But we had a meeting of Boston Temple President Vanamali Pandit Prabhu. He gave a meeting to 200 boys in India. So he explained to them how, if they are coming for education to the West, what are all prospects are there, and how they can also get prasadam, accommodation, and they can also, give, when they can preach and make devotees. So me and him, we jointly spoke to all the boys in India. Yeah, that is another great hope we have in exporting Indian youths for studying in America. Not just going for studies, it's a win-win situation. They can study also and make devotees also. Like there is one boy called Parth in Boston. He is from our Calcutta temple. Now he is doing in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. So he has made a club there now. And he is conducting classes there now. So in this way we are trying, as I told you, ISO, inspirational means we give lecture remotely. S means strategy, planning and blueprint. Further, one preacher is in constant touch with preachers in America. Regularly, weekly once they have meetings, Zoom meetings. And then they keep on helping them. And operational help means sending brahmacharis from here. Or sending boys for studying, both. That's the kind of assistance I am trying to give. So, it is certainly blossoming. I have reports I can share with you. And one quick report I can show you, which is a summary report of everything that I am doing, which I sent as a GDO report to my reporting authority. I can show you that. Just 1 minute. So
you on the screen?
You can see this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're traveling to Iskcon temples and spending time with the temple president and youth preachers, checking the possibility of collaboration with them, And when for the pressure of the local leaders, gave some Bhagavatam class and congregation programs also, from where we want to generate new preachers from that, book distributors also. and then conducting one-time mass programs, conducting congregation youth kids, congregation kids program or Western audience program. That also I'm doing wherever they arrange. I'm conducting weekend yoga retreat. This is a very famous one. We arranged 45 youths had come in Brooklyn, another 45 had come in San Jose, another 30, 40 had come in Dallas. So every time I go 3 to 4 such retreats I do every time. And holding weekly online initiatives. This is another thing I'm doing from India. Every Sunday I'm doing a Be a Perfect Yogi 50-session course for about 25-30 American youths. And then self-manager classes is actually for upcoming devotee boys, 400. And Bhaktavali is a Bhagavatam study for the mentors, youth mentors. Like that I'm doing different things. And then identifying potential youth mentors, offering online guidance and all that. So collaborating, giving programs, online services, these are things I'm doing. And these are the people who are supporting from India, senior preachers from India. And I have allotted a place for them. He is helping San Jose, he is helping Columbus, he is helping Dallas, like that. Different leaders. These are all very big leaders. These leaders have like 50 to 100 youths under them. They are very grown-up leaders. The ISO I told you. And then here is the news like Boston news, for example, you see here, this is the temple hall. This is a very interesting program. In America, as soon as the Indian boys and girls put their foot in America, we have a welcome program, welcome to America program for the Indians. And then we tell them about their Indian culture and spiritual life and how they should not get spoiled in America and they should preserve their character. We speak from Ramayana and everything. So I do this, and almost like 180 to 200 students come. We do 2-3 programs like this, and with drama and everything. These are more serious youths who are upcoming devotee youths. So there are these are our reports. This is Brooklyn. This is what I was telling you in Brooklyn. This is one brahmachari sent from Pune. His name is Arjun Anand Prabhu, and he does every evening. This many boys attend his program. About 15 boys every evening. Almost 6 days a week he does. And also afternoon with Rai Ram Prabhu, he goes for book distribution and Harinam Sankirtan. He goes for about a couple of hours. So like this, we have different. This is a retreat program. The outskirts of Brooklyn, the Hudson Bay. Now, the Hudson Bay, we had a Bank of Hudson Bay. We had a program. Yeah. This is about Iskcon Baltimore. This is in the Temple Hall, Baltimore. See, one of your godbrothers sitting here. His name is Harikirtan Prabhu. He speaks very eloquently, nicely to youths. He speaks and sings also. He's sitting. He gave a lecture on the japa to new boys. He taught. In this way, we have programs either in the temple or in outdoors. Sometimes these are presentations. The boys give presentation and I evaluate also. So these are the youth preachers we got in Baltimore, you see. Some Prabhujis, some Matajis. And they already agreed to start weekly youth programs. Almost 9 people are there. The BD means book distribution. Some of them are agreeing for book distribution. Some of them are agreeing to give classes. And then this is Iskcon Dallas also is very nicely flourishing. There is Shankararanya Prabhu, Davajinita Prabhu, they are helping Chaitanya Bhava Prabhu. They are wonderful devotees. And this is the Prince Prabhupada quarters. We had this meeting we had. And we had a very good program done. This is UT Dallas, UT Arlington. UT Arlington, there were like, actually the RSVP was 220 boys and girls registered. The hall was only able to hold 200 people only. This is an art of harnessing mind power. It was a very good program. So like this we do. This Iskcon Houston authorities are very favorable and very eager to invite us, as you see here. You know this Radhakrishna Prabhu? He is a guru also now. He is initiating guru also. Yeah. I am standing next to him. Sarang Murari Prabhu. Very nice people. So in Houston also there is a small ashram with 3 brahmacharis there. So eventually Keshav Bharati Maharaj, his only Keshav Bharati Maharaj brought those 3 brahmacharis there. They are there. I go there also. And then Iskcon Austin, Texas A&M program. This one is Texas A&M. Good program. So these type of programs I do both in the universities and the temple also. And in Austin, I did in Round Rock Temple also for the youth kids, children of congregation. I am trying this also, but I want to find out how to solidify them. They are happy, occasional programs I do. San Jose also, every month I do one youth kids program. Some of them have become initiated also. But they get very good care from Vaisheshika Prabhu and Sukeshwari Mataji, Shamru Prabhu there. So here, these are youth kids, 50 youth kids they have like this. And in LA, these are university programs in LA. And in LA, there is some Devavrata Prabhu, who is my good friend. He is a very powerful book distributor. Now he is setting up the BY center there in LA. He is doing that. There is also Swarnabindu Prabhu. Iskcon San Jose. Vaisheshika Prabhu, he is very encouraging. When I go, he calls all his leaders and strongly tells them, you just follow this and let's make many devotees. Very, very enthusiastic. So therefore, after meeting him, I felt that in all our centers, we want to do two activities. Youth preaching and bringing more youths, and also book distribution. Both we will do. Yeah. So this is Berkeley, University of Berkeley. Very good response there. 70 to 80 boys and girls attended that. And these are retreat programs. This is Devrat Prabhu, I told you. We are doing a retreat program for weekend, Saturday, Sunday. For 40, 45 boys came. I made them. So these are all Indian boys, you see. They are upcoming devotee boys. Some of my older students are here. You see them in Dhoti Kurta. They are, they have gone to the West for studies. They are helping us in following up these boys and all that. So this is a short report I shared with you recently.
It's a very good report. Very good. I didn't anticipate. I thought we could talk on some of the other topics that I sent you briefly.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
So, any suggestion how to cross the guru groupism barrier that youth preaching seems to be facing in several places in India?
Actually, I have made many suggestions that if gurus can give initiations together, like in Pune, I had arranged many years ago, I requested also, and we could successfully arrange 3 gurus gave initiation together. You know that in Pune? His name is Gopalakrishna Maharaj, his name is Lokanath Maharaj, his name is Ranath Maharaj, all 3. And they gave for almost 750, 800 candidates totally.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a grand program, most appreciated program. And the advantage is when we do like that, disciples of all gurus come together in such a massive program. And people develop togetherness with Prabhupada in the center. They feel that. And that is one idea, I feel. And also, in order to avoid the guru groupism, I feel that this course, which is IDC, we call it, no? Iskcon Disciple course, that should be taught as soon as a boy comes to, 3 or 4 rounds of chanting. Immediately it should be taught. And the boy should clearly know that you can go and take Diksha from any guru of your choice. There is no restriction. It's not that whoever is preaching to you, have to take from his guru only. So it will become very clear for them. And that IDC course should not be conducted by his teacher. It should be conducted in a public temple where all the boys should be called. And also the IDC course can be given by 2, 3 different gurus' disciples together also, so that they will make sure that there is no misinterpretation. This is another thing I do. And also what I am doing in India, the group of boys, we take them to different projects, like take them to Delhi and they can watch, because some boys are asking, Prabhu, I don't know, I'm inspired by 4 or 5 gurus, whom to take from, I don't know. Then we send them to Delhi to see the Glory of India project of Gopalakrishna Maharaj, especially on time when Maharaj gives lecture there. Similarly, take them to, like for example, in Kanpur, our Achyuta Mohan Prabhu and team, they had made about 50 boys into 1600 devotees. And these boys wanted to know whom to take Diksha from. I told them to take to 3 places. Take them to Delhi, take them to Ujjain, take them to Mayapur, and make sure that the local prominent guru gives lecture. So Gopalakrishna Maharaj gave lecture, they went to all the museum, everything they saw. They went to Ujjain, they met His Holiness Bhakticharu Maharaj, they went to Mayapur, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj gave an exclusive lecture for them, he gave also. And then they went to Bombay, and they came to Pune, like that they went to different places. Then finally, some 15 of them took from one guru, another 8 took from another guru, another 6 took from another guru, like that. They did like that. And Devakyan Prabhu deeply appreciated this. He said, oh, this is real broad-mindedness, he said. You make the devotees to 16 rounds and then give them exposure to all the gurus. This kind of exposure program can be done. And also no preacher should be allowed to be so possessive that he should not say, no, nobody can touch my boys, they are my boys. And those who say like that, they take them to their own guru. You see like that. So there should be freedom for them to meet all the gurus. So they are meeting all the gurus, hearing from them, knowing their projects, meeting the senior devotees, asking questions, and seeing whether my heart is resonating with that guru's vision, mission, and everything. Or when the gurus give initiation together, we have various ways by which we can bring about the freedom of choice of the people in accepting the guru.
Yeah, it's okay. That's very good. So another question.
Yeah, and also on another important thing, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Like here, today afternoon, His Holiness Lokanath Maharaj is coming to Hyderabad today. And he is going to stay with us for 3 days.
Oh, good.
And also His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Maharaj is coming on Saturday morning. He is giving Bhagavad. And all our boys are coming for these programs. In fact, boys are only welcoming and receiving these Maharajas. So we are giving them such exposure so that they can get to see. And I have one congregation devotee here in Hyderabad called Leelananda Prabhu. In 1 year, he called 40 different preachers for his Saturday morning online program. Many Maharajas, many different gurus, disciples, senior devotees. So his community is about 250, 300 people, congregation. They get complete exposure to all people. So they have no any kind of bias towards any guru. They know that all gurus are very good disciples and gurus are also wonderful. They have seen all of them. Then they make a choice after that. Yeah. So inviting great souls monthly, once or twice, that is also another good idea for giving exposure. We can invite them, we can visit their project, we can have Diksha programs together, we can conduct IDC. All these ideas are for bringing about togetherness and keeping only Prabhupada in the center and not imposing artificially anyone else in the center.
Okay, good. Do you see any scope for Iskcon India compromising with the Ritvik system of initiation adherents who are imitating Iskcon's system of youth preaching? In other words, they're sending their men. They're going to be watching this video.
Yeah.
If we put this video on social media, they're going to watch it and they're going to, oh, Radheshyam is preaching in the, in all the colleges in the United States. We have to do it too. So what's your idea how to deal with that?
Actually,
well, yeah, go on.
Yes, Prabhu. I am seeing their websites and their YouTube channels and other things. They are very class people. They are very good in producing quality videos and quality articles and put everything. But I only see that they are very firmly sticking to Prabhupada as the Guru and they are not able to accommodate others. And I heard that at one time, a Ritvik dialogue which was happening, they had said that if we can make a formal acceptance of Prabhupada's shelter in Iskcon with a big festival, where people accept Prabhupada as their preeminent Shiksha Guru, for example, everybody gets a certificate that they got shelter of Prabhupada, they get a garland on their neck, and they chant some mantras, Namah Vishnupadaya, Krishna Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane, and they offer obeisance to Prabhupada, and they wear Harinam Chadar, and it is like a very, very formal accepting Prabhupada as their, captain of their life. They wanted such a program, I heard at one point of time, and I heard that GBC rejected it. I heard that. But in case GBC reconsiders it, and they accept such a program, and they say that institute Prabhupada as the center of Iskcon in a very strong way, if you can do that. And then if GBC agrees to that, and then next step would be, okay, after that, is there any problem if any gurus give this initiation in Iskcon? Yeah. So if the Ritviks say that no problem, then let them give Diksha, we don't mind. That is a unity between the two. This will solve the whole problem. And if you ask me personally, I am very happy about that idea. What's wrong in instituting a very beautiful program for Prabhupada's shelter in Iskcon after a boy comes to 16 rounds? And it can be a marvelous program. Like we see sometimes Diksha Gurus, Vyas Pujas, they attract a big crowd, but Prabhupada Vyas Puja attracts less crowd, So therefore we have to find out how to make those programs as colorful as they make for their Diksha Gurus, So putting Prabhupada Center is not ordinary thing. If all the leaders put their hearts together and make it a Prabhupada Center festival, very nice festival, and let all the 16 members understand Prabhupada is my captain of my life, like Ramanuja is the captain of all the Sri Vaishnavas' life. Anybody in Sri Vaishnava, you see what a deity they have made in Shamshabad here in Hyderabad. Huge deity. It is a 1800 crore project it is. And Ramanuja is sitting in the middle, and all around all the 108 Divya Desams are there. I went recently, I saw that. So like they emphasize Ramanuja, or Madhvaites emphasize Madhvacharya, and like that I feel that for us Prabhupada is like that. Even in Ramakrishna mission also you will see that there are many gurus who are giving Diksha, but all of them say that Ramakrishna is the main person, we are just his followers, we are initiating. So if we can bring that type of culture in Iskcon, with the addition of making Prabhupada shelter an official, formal, grand, very vital program in a disciple's life, I think Ritvik and Iskcon can unite together. I think that's a possibility.
But practical issues have to be dealt with also. Like, they go to the educational institutions where we are conducting programs, and they conduct parallel programs.
Yeah, I know what I have told my boys. I told them that don't waste your energy fighting with them. Because we all have some amount of human energy. If we fight like this, we lose that. We lose that energy. We have limited energy. So put that limited energy in preaching. Otherwise what happens, if Ritvik and Iskcon, they both are fighting, somebody else will come and conduct programs. See, I will show you one quick short thing. This will make it very clear. You can see this one. See, the two deers are saying, this ground belongs to me. And the other deer says, no, this ground belongs to me. So both of them are having a big fight, and lion is coming, you see, from behind. But both of them are so much fighting that they have not seen the lion coming.
Right.
On such a big ground, lion is able to catch them in such a big empty ground. Yeah. That's all, you finished them. So I show this to boys and I tell them that, see, if two Iskcon and Ritvik group fight like this, some other organization will come and take over. So we don't want to waste energy. Let Ritviks preach and make devotees. We preach because our preaching is to 20-30 boys we preach. Those who are very sincere and serious. We start with a big number, but then those whom we cultivate very seriously are like 20, 30, 40 people. I tell them. So therefore we don't clash. Even sometimes our boys meet the Ritvik people and say, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please, you do, if you are doing a program, we will do later, or we will do first, you do later. So we make agreement with them. Like you have heard the story of the two goats now which came in a bridge. One goat said urgent, another goat said super urgent. And they both fought like this and they fell off the bridge into the water. They both died. Another story says when two goats came, one said urgent, super urgent. Then one goat sat down, another goat went like this over him. And they both could go to their work and do their work. Somebody has to adjust. One thing is, Ritviks, I have observed, First, in any city, they make Akshay Patra first. And then they distribute prasadam to all the school children and everybody. Then they raise funds. And with the funds, they put up a temple. And then with a handful of brahmacharis, they go to the colleges and they have money. So they have buses. They go to the college and bring the students. And those who are really sincere and serious, they tell them to shave up. And those who don't want to shave up, they say, okay, you carry on. They make folk centers, near the colleges, Friends of Lord Krishna centers. And then they give like free prasad and free accommodation for boys, sincere boys, those who want to practice Krishna consciousness and hear Prabhupada lectures daily. So they provide them facility. And some good souls want to dedicate their life. And that's how they get in any place. And they have political contacts and they have, the model, they're replicating that model. First you make Akshay Patra, then you put some brahmacharis to go to college and make some devotees. Once you get a bunch of devotees, then you make the temple also there, beautiful big temples they make. And then, and in the big temples also they cultivate donors. So cultivating donors, cultivating brahmacharis, and Akshay Patra prasadam distribution, and building a big temple. These are the 4 things I have seen they have been doing. So what I feel is, the 99% is same, what they are doing and what we are trying to do. And they are doing in a big way. In Hyderabad alone, I heard that they have 3-4 temples now. Apart from the Banjara Hill, they have 1 temple. So when I see their website, YouTube channel, I also take inspiration from them. They are ultimately Vaishnavas, Krishna conscious devotees. At the same time, the Guru Parampara line stops with Prabhupada there and doesn't continue. That's where the mistake lies. So if they can connect with GBC and Ritvik leaders can come together and unitedly do something, that will be the best thing that can happen in this world. See, Ritviks have big, nice temples. Iskcon has many devotees and congregations. So if we can bring this congregation and Ritvik temples together, unitedly, we can complement each other and do so much good. I don't know what is Krishna's will, Lord's will. If it happens, we all will be so happy. And I know many of the people in Ritvik temples, they're good devotees, they're sincere devotees, they're hardworking devotees. I only wish that Krishna, as super soul, inspires all the Vaishnavas to bring about that unity,
I think we have time for just one more question.
Yeah.
And that is, there's the dilemma that the youth themselves are becoming more materialistic.
Yeah.
Compared with like a decade ago. So that makes it more difficult for youth preachers to attract the youth. So what's the...
Yeah, very true.
What do you think about that?
Very true. Nowadays, the smartphones are available even with the 8th standard, 8th grade boys, So they watch all dirty things, nude pictures and the adult movies and everything. So their minds gets very polluted. So after that, their mind becomes hyperactive. And they also indulge in many, many nasty activities, and they also connect with boys, girls, connect as boyfriend, girlfriends in India very easily. When I go to certain cities, I find them even doing living together. In the same building, boys, girls are staying together because country also has given that freedom. Yes, if you want to live in together, there is no opposition by the government law. Even gay marriage and living together, both are kind of, not considered as illegal or something.
The Supreme Court of India declared that the law against homosexuality was unconstitutional. They made it legal.
Correct.
Live-in relationships is what you're talking about.
Live-in relationships, correct. Yeah, live-in relationships.
Recognized by the Supreme Court.
Yeah, correct.
So they're encouraging illicit connections among the youth.
Correct. And because of that, they become extremely polluted. And our preachers who go to the colleges, they find it difficult to generate interest. So what we are trying to do now, we are coming up with courses which can be taught inside the college. Earlier we were teaching only outside the college, and the students have to come out to the college hostel to come and learn from us, So now we are also making courses which can be taught in the college, 6 sessions, like I have 4 courses, 6 sessions each. And they are very easy for the college students to understand. And I can show you a sample, so you can see that. So these courses already we have started in some of the colleges. We have you can see. I'll just share it.
Yeah, it didn't come yet.
You can see now.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's called Practical Spirituality and Universal Human Values. So if you see here, inspiration, culture, education, and we have this, my methodology is very simple. Teach them self-awareness, social awareness about other people living in society, exploring universal laws by rational study of human thinking and behavior, critical evaluation of our preconditionings and beliefs, broadening our consciousness to cultivate reverence for all life, you see. So this is going to bring out the angel in you, these kind of things. And then course outcomes I have given, and then after that I have given, these are the 6 session courses. If you see, there are 4 courses: self-management for success, and wellness habits for professional success, secrets of smart workers, and build self-esteem and turn stress to smile. So each of these 4 courses have 6 sessions they have. And then the one-time seminars, you see, 1 to 8, these are all only one session, 1.5 hours only, 90 minutes. And we have evaluation. And then these are things which are doing already in Massachusetts, and these are foreign universities I am doing. These are in Indian universities, we have written there. And then these are some photos we have given. This is the first course. I am just giving you a sample. You see, is it too small to see, or is it all right, Prabhu?
Not only the font is very small, and it's going very quickly.
Okay. I'm just showing you one course.
More time.
Yeah. See, I'm showing you one course for you here. See, problem is peer pressure, bullying, quarrels, group fights, ego tussles, exploiting weaklings, abuse and all. And the result of that is, fear amongst the exploited, the Cold Wars, poor academic performance. So students are suffering. So we are given the problem of the students, we are given the consequence of that, and then we are offering them a course. This is like seminar topics. We have 6 sessions we have. Like this, we have 4 courses like this. So this is one course we like the most, wellness habits. They say that students have many self-destructive habits like smoking, drinking. They get liver cirrhosis, ulcers, depression and all. What to do? Then we have very nice topics. Make mind not your worst enemy but best friend. Healthy habits for a happy life. 4 regulative principles we teach them. Mantra meditation, self-care. So many colleges are inviting us now, and we are putting up a collaborative program like MOU. We are making MOU, like Aurora College here in Hyderabad, Abits. We made a collaborative program with them, and they gave a certificate. Iskcon and Aurora College collaboratively presented certificates to students. So in 10 colleges in Hyderabad has invited us.
Wow.
So we want to do like this in future in all the different places. So then the students will, amongst them, those sincere students can be trained further in Krishna consciousness. Yeah.
To conclude,
Yeah.
I want to say you have walked the talk, as the saying goes, and that's pretty rare. You're in rarefied air, as the saying goes, with this dynamic preaching and you're actually showing the results in the slideshows that you put on the screen. I was really impressed, deeply, and wow.
I need your blessings to do it bigger and bigger in the time to come, because the US preaching is just in the budding stage now. Although many boys are coming, these boys have to get many of them are chanting 4 rounds to 6 rounds now. Many of them, we want to see them coming to 16.
I'm looking at the positives here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the positive. I'm trying to be a gunagrahi. Good things. Yeah. Because, as you probably are aware, the temples in the West are all empty. And so if you can fill them up, it's something that they couldn't do. I couldn't. I mean, I didn't even try. I've been here. But they couldn't do it. It's a kind of a phenomena that back in the 1970s, even the early 80s, quite a few people joined Iskcon in the West. Later on, they joined in Eastern Europe. and maybe even Brazil. But in the United States and Western population of the temples has evaporated. I'm sorry to say. So what you're doing is the need of the moment. And if you can expand that.
Our His Grace Kalakanda Prabhu is doing very well in Krishna House in Gainesville. So our Hansura Prabhu in Brooklyn is very encouraging, and Vanamali Pandit Prabhu in Boston is very encouraging. Like this, and also San Jose, I told you about Vaisheshika Prabhu.
You could
and also His Holiness Badrinaran Maharaj also is doing very well in San Diego.
Western Europe is obvious, even Eastern Europe, not maybe Russia. I don't know when this conflict will end. But then there's also Australia and South Africa, which have a lot of Indians.
Yeah.
Australia, and just like Canada, you're going. Australia, you could go, and New Zealand.
I definitely want to include Australia. I get a lot of calls, many mails. Only I don't want to divert my energy at the moment, at least for some years, till something solid happens in America. After that, I really want to do Prabhu. It's in my mind, in the back of my mind, definitely.
There's a question that came in here.
Okay.
How you rectify preaching Srila Prabhupada's standard with encouraging the youth from where they are at the moment.
Okay. Actually, I have, if you go to radheshyamdas.com, in that website, you will see it's very easy to access website, all the lessons. I'll just show you, just in a minute I'll show you. See, if you just put, www.radheshyamdas.com. So this is a site which opens like this. You will see. Here you go to the search option here on the right side, extreme right. You click it and just put, GAME, game. Game stands for Gita for All Made Easy. And you come down here, last one, if you see, game is written. If you click it, immediately you get 75 lessons you get. So it's very easy to use for the preachers. You see, these are all, and each one of them, for example, any lesson you take, say for example, you click it, you get the PDF, you get a PPT also, you get. And on the right side, you get YouTube video lecture you get, and you get audio lecture also. So for each of them, it's made like this. See, learning from the 3 lives of King Bharata. So we have made it very enjoyable. The PDF and the PPTs are easy to download, and they have colorful pictures along with the activity sheets, multiple choice questions. So this entire range of notes, this can be taught in 2 years. The 75 sessions I'm showing you here. So it's very easy to use. Many of the preachers, even in the West, are saying that it's very
Seeing handy. All this makes me feel like a frog in the well. So, how, it's amazing you're empowered. Obviously, Krishna has empowered you, and I wish that you could go on expanding this. We all have a limited time on this earth. I mean, I know my time is a lot less limited than your time.
Yeah, you have a very good man there, Vamshidhari Prabhu, who is expanding youth preaching there. And Vamshidhari Prabhu is most welcome to the West if he can come. And
he's going to the UK for a month in August.
Oh, really? Wonderful.
This is his second trip.
Okay. How many days he goes?
For a month he'll be there. And he doesn't have the US visa.
Okay.
When he gets that, he'll go there also.
Wonderful, Prabhu. That's wonderful.
He could go to other places also, but I can't compare what he's a very enthusiastic and qualified preacher. But what you've shown is remarkable. And it needs, I guess, within Iskcon more exposure. Although, the exposure that you've had, it's an education for me to watch this. I didn't know the extent of your exposure, which is truly amazing. So I think the allotted hour is over.
Yes.
But maybe we can have another session. I'll have to formulate other questions.
Sure, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity,
I
Prabhu.
have to thank you.
I am actually very grateful to you because many years ago, say almost 6 years ago, you are the one who called me and said you are actually very much pushing me to be a youth minister of India. But I said that ministry is a very tough thing for me, policing after the temples and all. Then I suggested Sundaragopal Prabhu's name. Then the core committee was formed, about 10 people. And India Youth Preaching is also going very well now with their core committee. They are all doing exceedingly well. But I have observed that since those years, I have seen that you are the one who encouraged us to have the first meeting of all youth preachers in Mayapur Dham. We had that. And following that, we have been regularly having it year after year. Now we have even separate IIYC North, East, West, South gatherings are going on. I have always observed that you have been a very encouraging leader and for all the youth preachers, including myself. And I'm very grateful to you. And in our meetings, inevitably we take your name always in the beginning. It was Ghosh Prabhu who started all these things in India. Without his push, we would not have come up with so many developments in India.
The unity came about. The preaching was going on, but all India unity has been forged. And we should bring Bangladesh into India.
Yes.
I see.
They want to come. Only now we have to find out what is the procedure. Can they all join our IIYC? Some of them joined recently.
Why not? And Nepal and I shouldn't say the word, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. All these countries, they're actually India.
Yeah.
Politically, they're not, but culturally, spiritually,
yeah. Yeah. Thank you for your time, Prabhu. Thank you
for sparing your valuable time, Prabhu. By comparison, I'm like a hibernating bear. So, keep up the good work. What can I say?
Hare Krishna.
Puna darshanaya, agamanaya cha. See you again.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hope we can have a session soon. Yeah.
So, thank you, Prabhu.
Vaishnav Namo Namaha.
Dandat Pranam. Prabhupada ki jai.